Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. All right, so very simple day astrologically here today. We still do have the moon in practical Gemini, which was the theme yesterday as well. So still good for getting in touch with our interested side, gaining knowledge, information, maybe developing our communication or exchanging with others. Could be a really good way of working with this phase of the lunar cycle. We are in the first quarter phase, so it is good to challenge ourselves at this time, especially in the context of anything new that started about a week ago for you. But we're still coming off of this Mars over Saturn from yesterday. So if there were any new beginnings yesterday with your more disciplined side, or if you started to put some action towards some things that you know will take some time or perseverance, could be a really good way of working with the day here to sort of integrate that grounded approach to taking action. All right, so other than that, just some minor lunar aspects. So let's go and take a look at all this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Wednesday. Now, a quick announcement for those of you into those interviews that I do. I was just interviewed by an old friend of mine from high school. He just started a YouTube channel, and it's called Starscript. He's also started a new sort of social media platform, which he's beginning to work on. So if you're interested in those interviews and you'd like to see us, have that interview and talk about some interesting things, we talked about some past lives, multi-dimensions, and even the more business aspect of social media and online businesses and things like that. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the link down below to the interview on his YouTube channel. I'll put a link down in the comment section down below. All right, so let's go and take a look here at the moon's placement for the day, which represents a sort of theme of the day. And in this case, in practical Gemini. We may have started to feel this from yesterday, is getting into that interested side, maybe interested in ideas, learning, information, and knowledge. Could be a really good day for cultivating a bit of exchanging with others, matters of communication, correspondence, sometimes business, trade, the marketplace, things like that. Really good to develop this sort of synergistic and interested side of ourselves with the moon in Gemini. Now, we do, of course, still have the sun in watery Pisces, so the larger context is still that around receptivity. And so that is the square here today between the sun and moon, the first quarter, which is how can we integrate that receptive side as well as that practical side, right? The mind of Gemini, of learning and being interested, while at the same time, no mind of Pisces, surrendering what's outside of our control, having more peace and acceptance in our life. And the first quarter is always a really good time to challenge ourselves in regards to any new beginnings from the new moon, which was about a week ago. So if anything has started since the past week or new perspectives you've had, it could be a really good part of the week here to implement these things, challenge ourselves towards them, really integrate them into our lives. So no major aspects going exact here today, but we do have Mars still very close to Saturn. They conjoined yesterday. So it could be a really good day for integrating this more disciplined Earth energy. If there was anything from yesterday that you felt like you do want to take time with, or that you know will take time or discipline or responsibility or kind of long-term approach, it could be a very constructive day for still that kind of energy. Now, it's a very large cycle with Mars and Saturn. It's a 2.5-year cycle. So, of course, we do want to give it some time. But that energy is certainly still available today. And if there is anything you do want to, again, put your more short-term immediate drive into the more long-term aspects of things, or build some structures, or do something that requires discipline and responsibility, could still be a great day of doing that to start off this new 2.5-year cycle with Mars and Saturn. All right, so other than this, just some minor lunar aspects. We do have the moon trining up to Mercury and Neptune. So Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, there could be some good, again, maybe synergy with communication or with our minds here today. And a trine to Neptune, yet receptive. It's actually quite interesting. We have trines from both of the rulers of where the sun and moon are, right? Mercury with Gemini, Neptune with Pisces. So good synergy with the sun and moon's placement here today. Again, that practical yet receptive side of ourself. All right, and other than that, as we approach the weekend, I do want to mention that Jupiter is getting very close to Pluto. And so they're going to conjoin Saturday and Sunday. And, it's an important thing because it's a very collective and yearly kind of energy with these slow movers. And so in this case, Jupiter's really going to be expanding upon Pluto energy as we get close to the weekend. Could be bringing up some deep things, matters of transformation, of depth, of truth, right? But at the same time, Jupiter has a way of kind of seeing the bigger picture with it, right? It can almost make it a bit inspiring, or we can see potentials with what we can transform or change. And I think with all this in Sagittarius, I think it is fundamentally about changes of perception. And I think it's a great time going into the weekend and even into next week and the rest of April to, really examine our perception on things and see how powerful our perception is, because that's likely changing both personally and collectively with this conjunction. And Jupiter over Pluto can give us this great opportunity, to dive deep with things, transform things, and empower ourselves with what we do want to change with this conjunction. So very powerful, again, strongest over the weekend, but as we approach the weekend, could be really good to work with that as well. All right, but today, in a nutshell, Mars over Saturn still good for that fire with earth energy, action, assertiveness, with discipline, patience, for the long road, especially with these planets moving into Capricorn. And the theme of the day represented by the sun in Pisces, that receptivity. So great to do that in the bigger picture, but more immediately today, maybe get into some of that practical energy. Good day for being interested, learning, sharing, things of that nature. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.